and welcome to episode 6 of From Addict to Author. Now, this episode is all about the moment I found the power and strength in owning my own unique sound, right? The time meant I found the power in using my voice, and when I decided that I love the way I sound, lisp and all. Because let's be real, getting to this point where I can do a video and speak and have my stutter appear little to no times is amazing, and I celebrate that space that I am in because I know where I came from. I know what my stutter was like. I know what my stutter is like on a day-to-day basis. I struggle with it still to this day. But this that you see right now is a lot of practice and it's a lot of prep, okay? As I always tell you, there are notes. That helps keep me in line. So, there's no disclaimer today. Today is just all about me telling the story of when I discovered the power and strength in my own unique sound. So, let's just jump right into it. So, first, let me paint you the scene of a person that has a speech and language impediment and what it's like for us to initially speak. Well, I'm going to speak from my own perspective, okay? So, just imagine walking into a room and you have to speak. But you know that the moment you open your mouth to do so, there's a big possibility that you will be judged because you will hesitate on your words. And then the moment that you're judged is followed by this fascinated look like, and then it has a whole WTF vibe over it, right? And then if those stares aren't enough, behind the eyes of people that are staring at you with this look, there is that undertone of, oh, poor you. And in the moment that you see all of this playing out in front of you, you know for a fact that everything you just said was lost because your stutter took over the show. And chances are that nothing you said was digested at all. So imagine that. And that is on the heels of your heart pounding, your thoughts racing, your throat closing up. And your every thought is to find those words that are not problem words, right? So imagine that energy and that space, and I really want you to think about it. And then imagine having to overcome that prior thought process, having to overcome the anxiety that is associated with it, and walking onto a stage with a microphone that's going to echo this voice and this sound and these words that you're so nervous about. It's going to echo them throughout the room. Just imagine that. That's where I started. That's where I started. So I'm going to take you right back to the first time that I did an open mic. And it was actually because of my best friend to this day. We've been friends for like over 20 years. Yes, I just dated ourselves, but let's move on. Okay? But he inspired me to go do this open mic. Now, I was terrified. And the thing is, the poetry that I wanted to read was erotic poetry. And at that time, my stutter was off the hook. So I'm like, first of all, I'm going to have to go up there and read this erotic piece. It was called A Romantic Interlude. Oh my, it was hot. Okay. And so I'm going to have to go up there and read this piece and then also worry about my stutter. In Barbados, I lived there. I was like, no, I can't do it. And he said, no, you can do it. Go on, go on, go on. So he was in the audience along with another friend of his. And I vaguely remember beginning. I remember feeling like I wanted to throw up. when I got to the mic. And I then remembered the end. And my friend, he just looked over at me and his face was like, whoa. So I didn't know what he saw. Because all I knew is that I fell into the piece of poetry. And he said to me after that, he said, at one point you started and then your eyes just closed, you grabbed the mic stand and then you just let go. And he was like, it was beautiful. And you didn't stutter at all. And to that, even now, to think about how that looked to him and to the others that were in that cafe is just incredible, you know? And then I got everyone that came after and they were congratulating me. They were asking me for the piece. Some people actually wanted the piece to take home. And I'm like, But I mean, it was a really hot piece. It was very, very raw. So I'm talking about this piece because this is the piece that's going to transcend into when I moved to America. So after I moved to America, the same friend, which is my best friend's friend, he then started hooking me up with open mics in New York. Now, this was my dream. I was like, after that one open mic, I was ready, but my stutter was still there. The first open mic he took me to was in Manhattan, and it was hosted by Ann Rucker. It was a very intimate open mic, and I was going to speak at this open mic. I went up there. It was another poem. It wasn't the romantic interlude. It was very, it wasn't erotic actually. It wasn't an erotic poem. It was more a relationship based poem, a love poem. And I went up there and I started to speak. She let me do the entire piece. I stuttered. And afterwards, I remember she put her hands on my shoulders and she looked me dead in the eye. And she said, own your words. Do it again. You got it. And I did. Again, this chill is going up my back because I just remember her and the look in her eyes of confidence in me and my craft. And it was incredible. When I did speak it, it was fire. And every time, that was the second time I overcame my own inhibitions. But I still wasn't confident in myself at all, not even close. So after all of that, I started writing songs. I continued writing my poetry. I was doing my thing. And I happened across another set of open mics hosted by a lady called Cynthia in Brooklyn. Whew, those open mics were nice. I met so many people and I did romantic interlude there. And again, fire. I mean, it was flawless. By that time, I was just running on pure adrenaline and the love of my craft, right? And after that, I then came across Robin Dunn, and she had this program called FACE, FACE. It was an acronym, right? And the FACE workshop was for creatives and artists. Now, most of the artists in this workshop were dancers because Robin is a dance instructor at Alvin Ailey. She wanted to diversify FACE, right? So it was a lot of other crafts involved. Now, part of the workshop was helping your inner creative be present on stage and really fill the room with your presence, right? We had lots of meditation, we had lots of visualization. It was an entire process that went into this thing. And I remember one of the dress rehearsals because I participated in FACE workshop twice. So one of the dress rehearsals, hold on 1 minute, was done in the presence of this lady that works in Broadway. And I did my piece. I did romantic interlude. And She loved it. She pulled me to the side. She said, I want you to own your words. If you're going to say it. If you're going to say anything, just speak your words. It's erotic, it's sensual, encompass that energy. And if I could, I would tell you to rewrite it. Make it a little less raw and more sensual and metaphorical. Kind of stung because no artist likes to hear that they got to do something with their work, right? And I was rolling with this piece for so long. I thought about what she said and I did a rewrite, and we had a reading again a couple weeks after, and on the money, right? And it was a very different response. Not different in a bad way, and different in a beautiful, elevated way. And it was a different feel when I presented it. It was a different energy when I spoke. There was this beautiful symmetry to the words that were flowing out of my mouth, and I loved it. I didn't think that I could fall in love with spoken word anymore, but I did. So after that experience, I started then to really drudge into my work, and yet still, I wasn't as confident as I am today. It's coming. Don't worry, that point is coming. Oh, before I keep going, remember to subscribe. All right? So after that first show with Face, I did a second show. And this one I sang. I know. I explored all aspects of my creativity, everything. I sang because I wanted to explore a little bit more creatively. Because after digging in to my work and finding that beautiful symmetry to the words that I was speaking, I wanted now to add some rhythm to it. And I really wanted to explore my voice. So I wrote this song and it was super catchy. The workshop went well. I actually performed in the studio in Manhattan. That's where the showcase was. And at the end of my performance, everyone was humming my song. I mean, it was really catchy. It was like, oh baby, I don't know what it is about you, but I love it. Mm, mm, mm. Oh baby, I don't know what it is about you, but I like it. Oh baby, you had me with that smile as your eyes sank into me. Oh baby, you had me at hello as your arms wrapped around me. Oh baby. So it was like that. Sorry, I'm super nasal, but that's what it was. And it was euphoric. I mean, it like added another fire up under my butt. Well, you know what? After that, I still wasn't as confident as I am right now. I wouldn't be doing videos or even play with the idea of a live, right? So, following Face, I did multiple open mics. I went to open mics in Long Island, definitely Brooklyn. I had some in Harlem. It was fantastic. But the pivotal moment that you've been waiting for me to share happened in Greenwich Village. I had gone honestly to just bar hop. I had met a beautiful dancer in the Face workshop, and we became friends, and we decided we were going to go to Manhattan and just check out some open mics, just check out the scene. And we ended up in Greenwich Village. I remember that because the first open mic we went to was very jazzy. It was beautiful. And also, we were sipping on water like all night long. It was like the true artist experience, okay? And after that, we ended up going bar hopping, well, club hopping. And the second club we went to, we met another artist. He was a guitar player. And yeah, she was cute. And so he decided to join us. Now we don't know him from Adam, but he was cool. And eventually my dancer friend, she ended up leaving, and me and him were just bouncing from open mic to open mic because that was our scene, right? He played guitar, I did my poetry. We did not perform, we were just really enjoying the talent. So the final open mic we went to, I heard my name called. I'm like, what the? I didn't sign up. He signed me up. So he goes up with his acoustic, and I am on this mic, and I'm like, boy, I was not prepared. I didn't get to breathe. I didn't do my exercises. Like, no, but we did it. And it went beautifully. And it was at that point when I came off of stage and I started critiquing myself. I said, oh my gosh, you didn't give me time to prep. My stutter could have come out. My list was so heavy. I don't even know if I did it well. And he said to me, calm down. Look at me. Your lisp defines you. You have this unique sound that brings your presence to this stage that no one else can. No one else sounds like you. So that lisp differentiates you from the crowd. It pulls you out from the crowd. So you rock that lisp, girl. I love it. And I obviously laughed and things, but in that moment, that night was a good night. But in the moment was wow. He wasn't the first person that said it. He wasn't the second person that said it. It took at least 4 to 5 people telling me about my unique sound and telling me about how good I was with my craft before I even heard it. And in that moment is when I found the strength and power in my voice because I was open enough to let myself hear what others heard, let myself see what others saw, let myself experience what others were experiencing from me. And I won't change a thing. Yeah, so that is the story of the moment I found the power and strength in my own unique sound. I love sharing my experiences with you, and I pray that whatever I share with you brings value and helps you on your journey in one way or another. Remember to subscribe, show your support, comment, like, and share. I truly appreciate it. And until next time, bye.